732-2189. Eaton Corporation, America's choice for top quality, high performance electrical equipment for over 50 years. Lincoln College, providing students the best educational experience since 1865. Go online to lincolncollege.edu for more details. St. Claris Manor, their team's dedication is what makes them special. Phone 735-1507. Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois. We're here to help. In Lincoln, call 732-2159. Schneider Chiropractic, 523 North Elm in Lincoln. For the best in chiropractic care and maintenance, call Dr. Alyssa Schneider today, 217-732-2140. Joe Ryan, Country Financial. For all your insurance needs, see Joe Ryan in downtown Lincoln or call 217-735-4385. The Hampton Inn in Lincoln. Call 217-732-6729. At the Lincoln Hampton Inn, we love having you here. Lincoln Printers in downtown Lincoln. For all your printing needs, including vinyl graphics and banners. Phone 217-732-3121. Lincoln Printers since 1970. Rao Incorporated on North Tickapoo Street in Lincoln. Logan County Chevrolet, Buick and Cadillac dealer since 1953. Phone 735-4444. And by Four Corners Lube for the best full-service oil changes, transmission, and radiator flushes, brake service, and lawn care needs. Stop by Four Corners Lube at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM, WLCN. You can listen to us on the go. Download that Mixler app or watch us online. We are on YouTube, Joe. So you can go on YouTube, look up WLCN 96.3 FM, and follow us.
Follow us live.
And watch all of our live stuff and everything we've done in the past. It's all archived there.
We are makeup free.
At YouTube. Scott Kirby, Joe Ryan, Jake Johnston, Loyd Kirby, Jim Ash with you this morning at Four Corners Lube. Give them a call at 217-735-2761 for all of your, yard work needs. Lubrication. Lubrication of the engine needs. Get in here. It's a 10-minute lube, 10-minute oil change, and they do a great job here at Four Corners. And
I see any four-wheelers sitting around.
Oh, you looking for a four-wheeler?
No, but they have four-wheeler fun, mentioning things they have.
Well, guys, we have a guest on the line this morning. Yeah, Joe, a guest. And
guest. Aren't you
Thanks
guys
to Loyd,
funny?
but,
I'll tell you what. It's like a big box of chuckles on this show.
It's our guest on the line.
He is on the line.
Okay, Steve Endsley, Executive Director, the Illinois Elementary School Association, and he's been there since 1996. Good morning, Steve.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Well, thanks for taking some time on this Saturday morning. It's probably been a busy several months for you. I know we've talked to several executives over at the IESA, and we wanted to get a hold of you because you guys are in the same boat as them, and it's been a pretty hectic 5-6 months here, Steve, and I'm sure you've been busy over there and
making
plans. It hasn't exactly been the most fun boat to be in, to be honest. But that's true for a lot of people in the world today. It's just some heated waters, and we're doing the best that we can, but it's definitely been challenging, that's for sure.
Yeah, Stephen, we wanted to get a hold of you because originally the IESA, they canceled all fall sports, and then when the governor and the Illinois Department of Public Health, they kind of changed their view on sports, and you guys did as well, where now we've got some sports going on in the middle schools.
Yes, that was really the proverbial victim of circumstances. Our softball season, our fall season started earlier than what the high school season started. Our softball practice was scheduled to start Monday the 27th of July. And so we had been communicating with the Department of Public Health and Governor's office, trying to get some answers, as we knew that a deadline was looming And our schools were calling, hey, are we going to have sports? Should we start practice? What should we do? And so we had called a board meeting on I believe it was the 15th of July, thinking that we might make a decision at that point in time. But my board decided let's just hold off another week and see if we don't get some answers from the governor's office and IDPH prior to making a final decision. So we then called another board meeting on Thursday the 23rd. And unfortunately, we still had not had any communication from those state agencies. And so my board on Thursday the 23rd of July went ahead and made the decision based on the information that we had at the time and the guidelines that were imposed upon schools at that time, made the decision to go ahead and cancel fall sports. And that was met with a lot of criticism statewide, especially by parents who had been playing a lot of travel, softball, and baseball throughout the summer. And so when you make that kind of announcement, it's hard for people to understand when they've been playing those two sports in particular all summer long. So that made life very difficult.
Yeah, it would. And, and what people don't understand, it's not a decision that you guys take lightly. I mean, you guys are in the sports business. Now, you want to see these kids compete just as much as the parents, and for you to have to, cancel some seasons, that's not a decision that's just you throw it out there and go with
coin
it.
And decide to do it.
Yeah. You're exactly correct.
Yeah,
that's kind of an interesting side note to some of the comments, and some of the comments were ugly. Most of them were very, lack of a better term, just vile and just downright nasty, including a death threat to me.
Oh, jeez.
But the thing that is interesting to hear all of that is exactly what you just mentioned. We do not want to cancel these kinds of activities. It's the business that we're 6 and employed with IESA since 1988. I've devoted the vast majority of my professional life to the organization and to giving kids opportunities to participate. And the way that those comments came in, it's as though I don't care, and the association doesn't care, and the association isn't looking out for kids and those kinds of things. And nothing could be further from the truth for me or for our organization or our colleagues over at the High School Association. That's what we want to do. It's what it gives us the satisfaction of providing those opportunities for kids. And people have really lost a lot of focus when they make those kinds of comments.
Steve, they didn't even know you worked there until you had this year, right? Right behind the scenes, everything went very smoothly for you all these years, and all of a sudden we have the coronavirus, and you're the bad guy.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? I'm not always going to say that. A lot of times it's like dog paddling. We want it to appear as though everything is just as calm as it can be on the surface, but underneath, man, there are a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and that's Steve. I hope you're seeing though that on the other end of it, that a lot of these parents are coming from a passionate state that their child maybe their last year. It may be their last year playing organized sports for that matter, and I hope that you do understand that. I mean, I'm not excusing what some of the comments that have been made, but I hope you do see that more than likely it's coming from a spot of passion for their child in sports and hope for more for their child.
Absolutely. We know that for a lot of students, that participation in the junior high or middle school activities could be for some of the kids their last chance to participate. Certainly not everyone who participates in junior high gets a chance to participate in high school, just like not everybody who participates in high school gets a chance to participate at the collegiate level, and not even all the collegiate athletes get a chance to participate at the professional level. So, yeah, the parents are well-intended because at the end of the day, we all, again, just want to give kids an opportunity to participate with their school. And there's just something really sacred about representing your school, putting on that school uniform and representing your school, or getting on a school bus and traveling to another community. And maybe not a greater feeling in the world than when you do travel to an away contest and you defeat your opponent on their home court or home diamond or whatever that might be, and know that you have really made your school and your community proud. Those feelings are deeply rooted in America in terms of having interscholastic sports, and I think they're even more deeply rooted here in Central Illinois. That's just something that people love to do, and they love to follow their kids' activities, and kids certainly enjoy that. And that's why we want to try and hold our activities, because we know that students need to be engaged and they need to be involved with their school.
Right, and hopefully you maybe got some apologies or some or something after you guys reversed your decision. But the parents, as far as they can be die hard and just very passionate about it. But there's a way to go about it. I mean, come on.
We did, fortunately. I mean, what happened there was then after we made our decision and announced it on. I think we made that announcement on Friday the 24th that we were going to be canceling the regular season. And then on Wednesday the 29th, the governor made an announcement just prior to the Illinois High School Association making their announcement concerning their activities for the 2021 school year. But the governor put out what he called his all sports policy, and he actually moved sports into some risk categories.
Right.
And in that risk category were the activities which were our fall activities: baseball, golf, softball, and cross country. And in essence, that policy says that following proper social distance guidelines and those kinds of things that we all have become pretty familiar with, that you can go ahead and hold those activities. And so once that announcement was made, I contacted my board of directors and said, I think we better get everyone together, and I think we need to at least discuss if there would be any interest in reversing our decision that we made last week. Certainly when you make a decision to reverse a previous decision, you now put your membership at a little bit of a disadvantage, because my guess would be that once we announced that our activities were going to be canceled, that many athletic directors started canceling their games, contacting umpires and telling them that they would not be needed on a certain date. And now all of a sudden, they would have to recontact them and try and reschedule games. So our board did just that exact thing. We got together, we talked about it, we shared with them the new guidelines that the governor's office had put out. We shared with them the information that the IESA had made, decisions that they had made on that same Wednesday. And so then on Friday, July 31, my board made the decision to go ahead and reinstate the regular season of those activities, and also we plan to offer a very limited state series. We hope to be able to conduct a beginning regional level of play, and then we change the seasons of some of our remaining sports. So it was a very hectic 2 weeks where you run a range of emotions, where you are literally, and I'm not exaggerating here one bit, as I was taking the notes from the minutes of the board meeting on the 23rd, the meeting where they made the decision to cancel. I'm not looking for sympathy here or anything like that, but I've given so much, as has my staff, so much to that association that I literally had a tear in my eye as I was writing down motion by so-and-so, seconded by so-and-so, cancel 2020 fall sports. That's how that stuff affects it.
Yeah.
But we made the decision and reversed it, and that's where we are right now.
Right, and it's not like you made your decision and sticking with it. You guys very flexible and getting together and discussing it, and the ultimate goal is to keep these kids safe, and and I hope people realize that. And with school being a lot of it right now going to be online and remote learning, does that, or is it still a go?
Well, the sports are still a go. We still are saying to our schools, if you want to offer a regular season in cross-country, baseball, softball, go ahead and do so. The fact that some schools are doing either a hybrid model of learning where kids might be going to school for a part of the day and remote learning the other days, or if they've made the decision to do all remote learnings, similar to what Unit 5 and District 87 here in Bloomington-Normal did on Thursday, those become local decisions in terms of whether they would allow those remote learners to participate for their school. Mm-hmm. So schools still have decisions to make. We have received, I'm going to say somewhere in the neighborhood of at least 20 schools who have called to tell us that they are not going to participate this year because for various reasons, but probably the majority of them are related to that they are starting remote learning, and to that end, their school board is not going to allow them to participate in activities while they are remote learning.
Well, Steve, I know, you've been doing this for 24 years, and this is just waters that we've never been into. And, we have a lot of junior highs in Lincoln that have some success over the years, and I know, these, the coaches for those programs are thrilled to even just have something right now. So, it's been a tough, 5 months, and, you mentioned that your fall sports, you guys are right on schedule, where the IESA, they've had to flip-flop seasons where they move football back to like February, and we don't even know about winter sports right now. Do you have, I know it's kind of, we just throwing it out there, but as far as your basketball seasons and like that, are you optimistic, or is it just still up in the air right now?
Sure. Well, yes, you certainly have had a lot of success in your community there, and in particular, Carrie Proby with her girls basketball team has been extremely successful. But so when we saw what the High School Association did with their seasons, we have put together a similar plan where we have changed the seasons just a little bit to, in essence, hopefully buy some time so that if something should change, we might still be able to offer the activities. One of those that probably has the biggest change is girls basketball, because for us, as most of your listeners probably know, girls basketball at the junior high level is a fall activity. We allow practice to begin somewhere around the 1st of September. Games begin somewhere, a couple weeks later. And we have our girls basketball season then wrapped up by Christmas. Usually by mid-December, our girls basketball season is completed. Under the guidance of the all sports policy, there is no contact allowed between athletes. To that end, that certainly knocks out being able to play basketball, volleyball, football at the high school level, soccer at the high school level. So when we held our meeting on the 23rd of July, we didn't cancel girls basketball. We just said that we would take a little bit of time and see if 4 or 5 weeks in that amount of time if something doesn't change. What we have done since then, since the All Sports document came out, and placed basketball in a medium risk category, which means that there can be no competitive games, there can still be no contact between athletes, but they are allowed to practice. What we did with girls basketball is we moved it to beginning in early March. That way we hope to be able to still be able to play a girls basketball season. Okay. And similar to that, we took our boys basketball season, which, again, my dates could be off here just a little bit, but practice usually begins somewhere around the 3rd week of October, and games begin around November the 1st. And we moved that to starting in January. And then our girls volleyball, which traditionally starts play in early January, we said that practice can begin in early January instead of the middle of December. And we set that up to run pretty much at the same time as boys basketball. Now, some people are asking, why did you not put girls basketball at that time? We couldn't put boys basketball, girls volleyball, and girls basketball all at the same time. Facility usage, the common athlete who plays all the sports, especially girls basketball, girls volleyball being played at the same time, that just wouldn't work. We set up a 5-week season. And the all sports policy mandates that there can only be 2 games a week. And so it all is done in hopes that we will be able to offer somewhat of a limited season, but at least a season is going to be offered.
Yeah, definitely better than the alternative.
Absolutely.
Steve, we've been talking about all the cancellations and all the things coming in this school year, but the pandemic actually happened at the tail end of last year. So because of that, a lot of the activities were canceled toward the end of last academic year. How has that impacted the IESA this year in terms of, just its operations and financially?
Sure. That's a really interesting question, because I remember the day that we had to cancel our wrestling state tournament. That was on our wrestling state tournament was scheduled for March 13th and 14th, Friday, Saturday, and I got a phone call about 5 o'clock Thursday morning from Northern Illinois University telling me that the university is not allowing anyone to come onto campus, which meant that we were going to have to cancel our state wrestling tournament, where kids had already qualified for that. And we're literally hours away from traveling to DeKalb.
Wow.
And it quickly dawned on me that, wow, this is going to really impact us. And then I remember going around the office telling the staff, we'll be okay. It's just we're going to probably miss out on this wrestling state final, likely volleyball, which was 7th grade volleyball, which was also supposed to start that weekend. But I said, you know what, we'll just get through this. And, as long as we have our track meet and be able to offer that, we'll be okay. Never thinking in my wildest dreams that we would not be able to offer the rest of our activities that we had scheduled for that spring in terms of bowling and scholastic bowl and track and even some of our music events, and not even thinking that this would run into the fall and lose those events. But how has this impacted us? The association, even though we're a non-profit, we have to operate pretty much as a business in that, like any other business, in order to survive, you have to have more income than you have expenses. And we derive the majority of our income when parents and fans attend our events. That's where we make the majority of our money. And so when we lost our spring events, we're about $300,000 in the hole. And when we lose our fall events, including girls basketball, you can probably throw in another, and I'm just using rough numbers here, but $100,000 to $150,000 probably. And that is income that we ordinarily, obviously, use to sustain the operations of the association. And so what's going to happen is that eventually we will run out of money if we aren't able to hold our events. It's just that simple. I have some money in the bank. It's going for a while, but I do not have enough money to sustain us through probably March or April. That's the very unintended consequence of this whole thing. I never dreamt in my wildest dreams that we would be in this position, but it's reality right now. Now, are we going to run out of money today or tomorrow? No. But like I said, it's very possible that unless we take some drastic measures in terms of employee layoff or something along that line, that the association will literally run out of money. And that just adds to this whole pandemic. It's not fun, I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, I can just imagine. And we appreciate everything you guys do over there, and people don't know what goes behind the scenes. They just they see the end product, and that's all they care about. But there's a lot to it, Steve, and like I said, we appreciate and respect everything you guys do, all your decisions.
Well, thank you.
So we know you're there for the kids.
Yeah, and that's the number one thing. The kids, they take the brunt of this, and hopefully, we've been saying this for 5 months now. Hopefully, things can get back to normal soon. And we're a sports show, so well,
not a very good one.
Not a very good one, but we grasp for straws right now with and it's been a weekly basis. The COVID-19 is the top topic, I guess, and we're ready to move on.
Yes, I will be happy. I remember talking to my son who was home for spring break in college. Justin was home around March 5th or 6th. And I remember saying to him, I am so tired of hearing about this coronavirus thing. I am so tired of it.
I know.
And ever since March 5th or 6th, we haven't had a day that we haven't heard the term coronavirus.
Yep.
But here's the thing. The association will survive. And we're going to come back as strong as ever. I don't quite know what that picture looks like right now. But I do know that we will be back. We may have to, honestly, take a little break from operations if we aren't able to hold our spring activities, our winter and spring state series activities. But maybe not. But it is a real possibility. But whatever the case, it's not that the association is going to fold and close its doors like a business might have to. We'll come back somehow, some way.
Right.
Because, like you said, it is about the kids. And we will survive, and we're going to come back as strong as ever. But I am ready for this thing to be over as well, so that we can get back to doing what we do best, providing students opportunities, watching them compete. And once we get there, we're going to all sit back and say we survived. But that's true with life. It's not just true with sports. That's how we're going to have to attack this whole thing. Is we we need to make some sacrifices right now so that in the long run we defeat it and that we are able to come back, like I said, stronger than ever.
Absolutely. Well, Steve, thanks for taking some time this morning and talk with us. We appreciate it, and keep it up over there. And I'll tell you what, we'll get you back on when this is all over and see how things are progressing and get that info
I would
out
love
there.
to visit with you again. Please do, Loyd. It's been great. Thanks for giving me the opportunity, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve. Keep your chin up.
You're welcome.
Steve Endsley, Executive Director for the Illinois Elementary School Association. And we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have Who's on the Phone, so don't go anywhere. You're in the cheap seats on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln has outrageous deals going on now that will allow you to transform every room in your home with top quality furniture like Ashley brand and the full line of Bemco mattresses. Whether it's outfitting your living room, family room, dining room, or breakfast nook, Jake's Furnishings in Lincoln will save you more than the big box store and will leave you money to select the best Bemco mattresses, which are also on sale in all sizes now at Jake's. And you'll also love the full line of gorgeous bedroom outfits, which just arrived and are priced to sell in many styles: contemporary, modern, classic, and traditional, just to name a few. For more details and to ask about free financing, stop by the Jake's Furnishing Showroom located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Check out their all-new website at jakesfurnishings.com, phone 735-1212, and become a fan on Facebook. Jake's Furnishings. Make it your own.
This is Attorney Jim Grimaldi. Have you been arrested for DUI? A DUI is a serious offense with potentially severe consequences, which may include jail time, high fines, lengthy periods of probation, even suspension or revocation of your driver's license. The laws regarding DUI are very complex and continually changing every day. You need an attorney with knowledge and experience in handling DUI cases, whether or not this is your first offense. I have vast experience in the area of DUI law. As a former chief DUI prosecutor for Sangamon County, I prosecuted thousands of DUIs and was exposed to every possible defense strategy. Call me and let me put my experience to work for you.
Call Grimaldi Law Office now at 217-651-8089. That's 217-651-8089, or visit GrimaldiLawOffice.com. Newly remodeled and completely updated, the Christian Village is Lincoln's only faith-based retirement community and is the area's leader for independent, assisted, and skilled senior living and healthcare services. The Christian Village at 1507 7th Street offers a wide array of living options for older adults, such as independent living, rehabilitation, skilled nursing, and memory care. For private consultation and tour of the campus, please phone 217-732-2189. The Christian Village in Lincoln, a community of compassion.
Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now. Come join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau, Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac. Together with Lincoln Speedway, Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac is proud once again to sponsor the Dirt Car Summer National Late Models August 16th at Lincoln Speedway. We are holding daily drawings for pairs of tickets to the special race at Lincoln Speedway. To enter to win, visit our Facebook page daily to find the special of the day. Like and share it, and you'll be entered in for that day's drawing at 3 p.m. We'll notify winners daily via Facebook to let you know if you've won. If you're the lucky winner, you'll be able to stop by at Grau Chevrolet Buick Cadillac on North Kickapoo Street to pick up your tickets. Tickets will be drawn daily from August 1st until August 15th. Good luck, and we'll see you at the races.
Join the Growl family. It's Growl right now.
Hi, Joe Ryan here with Country Financial. As pensions go by the wayside and your retirement approaches, have you thought about what your retirement income will look like? No, I'm not talking about how much money you have saved. I am talking about a retirement income, a guaranteed paycheck for life. That's right, a paycheck issued to you every month for the rest of your life. Sound interesting? Let's talk. 735-4385.
Check out the full line of Grasshopper and Husqvarna lawn equipment with great summer specials on all mowers and trimmers at Four Corners Lube, including financing, which is available. Get into Four Corners Lube located at 1101 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln now for the best service possible. Open Monday through Saturday, phone 217-735-2761. Four Corners Lube, home of the full-service in and out oil change.
Would you like to get out and enjoy life without pain and without medication or surgery? At Schneider Chiropractic, we have helped countless people achieve this goal. I'm Dr. Alyssa Schneider with Schneider Chiropractic, located at 523 North Elm Street in Lincoln. I invite you to try chiropractic first in order to build a healthier you. At Schneider Chiropractic, you're not a number, and we don't operate an assembly line process. We take the time to get to know you, your specific needs, and formulate a treatment plan that'll lead to a healthier life. Using the latest techniques in chiropractic, sports injury, and pain management, Schneider Chiropractic will get you back on track so you can enjoy life without pain. Please schedule your private consultation by phoning my office manager, Tammy Kirby, at 217-732-2140. We look forward to getting you back on track.
We are proud to be St. Clara's Rehab and Senior Care, where our founding mission is to offer high-quality health care for seniors. Whether it's a wide range of individual therapy services or the skilled nursing care we tailored to meet each resident's needs, family have turned to us for more than 50 years because St. Clara's is a name you can trust. Our commitment to senior health care lies in our heritage. To learn more about St. Clara's, go to stclarasrehab.com or call me, Darcy, at 217-870-1097. St. Clara's Rehab and Senior Care, where the people are the difference.
For over 58 years, Eaton has been a proud part of the Lincoln community, building over 5 million high-quality commercial and residential power distribution products each year, featuring load centers, metering devices, and air conditioning disconnect devices. Eaton is America's choice for top-quality, high-performance electrical equipment made in beautiful Lincoln, Illinois. Eaton is a proud Lincoln Community High School sponsor. Go Railers!
Hello, this is Weird Al Yankovic, and you're listening to Cheap Seats with Joe, Jake, Jim, Loyd, and Shabadoo on 96.3 FM, WLCN.
My name is what? My name is what? My name is what's my name? What's your name? Oh, you get my name. What's my name? And I won't tell no one your name.
Welcome back to the Cheap Seats, WLCN 96.3 FM. We are at Four Corners Loop today, and now it's time for Who's on the Phone, and now we'll throw it over to Loyd.
All right, so this is our Who's on the Phone game. Listeners can participate, 871-4930, the number to call. Our panelists, we have a mystery guest on the phone related to the sports world, and our illustrious panel here will get 10 yes-no questions to try and guess the identity of our mystery guest. And listeners, if you'd like to call in and ask a yes-no question, or if you think you know the identity, 871-4930, the number to call. You will win a $25 cash jackpot if you are the first one to correctly guess. And let's get on. Mystery guest, can you say hello to our panelists?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
All right.
So, obviously.
Hey, Governor.
Well, hold on. You get your clue here first. So.
Yeah, red herring.
All right.
Yeah, it's not much of a clue.
Well, you never know.
Oh, they're good. He's good.
Although not known as a rapper, back in our day our guest was known to freestyle. Since then, it's fair to say they've put quite a resume together that they've compiled. Although a local multi-Hall of Famer with a winning record, one time our guest took their licks because, although they never ran for office, they were involved in global politics.
Well, that's stupid.
Wait, was that it?
That was it.
No, hold on. He's going to read that again.
All right.
We get that read to us twice.
You lost me at politics.
Although not known as a rapper, back in the day our guest was known to freestyle. Since then, it's fair to say they've got quite a resume they've compiled. Although a local multi-Hall of Famer with a winning record, one time our guest took their licks because, although they never ran for office, they were involved in global politics. So there is your clue. 10 yes/no questions coming from our panelists. And here we go.
So what's our one question we always get?
Yeah, what's the question?
All right, mystery guest, this is a traditional bonus question. Do you know anything about film editing?
No.
Well, that didn't help us.
That was the very first question asked when this whole thing started.
All right, so 10 yes/no questions. Listeners, 871-4930 if you would like to ask a yes/no question or venture a guess as to the identity of our mystery guest.
Did you attend Lincoln Community High School?
Yes.
Okay.
There we
Well,
go.
we narrowed it down a little bit.
There we got it down.
I think we have about 40,000 potential people. All right. Let's see here.
Now,
were you involved in high school basketball?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, it says freestyle, but not a rapper.
And you should know all about that. You being taking your name from hip-hop culture.
Well, I don't, Lloyd.
Mystery guest, did you wrestle at Lincoln High School?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, so we have a Lincoln
wrestler.
High School
A wrestler.
Hall of
attendee.
Famer.
Did not participate in basketball. Did wrestle.
Freestyle. Okay, that's wrestling. Global politics.
Mm-hmm. That means nothing to me.
That's got me dumbfounded.
Uh-oh, we got a caller.
We have a caller on the line.
Well, let's see if Jim can
As
do it.
long as our phones are functioning.
Okay, Jim, do we have a caller?
We do.
All right, go ahead, caller.
Hey, this is your guest from 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Okay.
This is Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Tony's up and at it today.
I couldn't even remember our guest 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to make a guess.
All right,
Okay.
Tony Thomas with the guess here of the identity of our mystery guest. Go
So would
for
you
it.
like to ask him a question first, or just go?
Well, I can, but
Okay.
do I get to guess after the question?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
But ask a question.
allow it.
Did you work at Lincoln College?
Yes.
I was going that direction too, Tony.
I did not hear the answer, so
Yes.
was that a yes?
It was a yes.
It was
Okay,
kind of a disgruntled yes.
I would like to guess or make that guess then.
All right.
It is one of my most favorite people in the whole world, one of my mentors from my coaching days, and that would be Mr. Dave Klemm.
Mystery guest, are you indeed Dave Klemm?
Yes, I am.
Sam, I am.
Yeah.
All right. So Dave Klemm, former Lincoln College wrestling coach, athletic director, current Mount Zion High School head wrestling coach, and Tony Thomas picking up the cash jackpot.
Pick it up Tony, I'll grab that and make sure you get that $10.
Well, it's,
I'm sure you will.
I think you should split it with me. That's not fair.
we'll just give it all.
I am splitting it with you.
Yeah.
How about you wrestle for it?
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm out of that mess.
Dave's pummeled me a few times in my life.
Yeah, I steer clear of him. Not getting near Matt.
All right, very good.
All right, Tony,
Okay.
congratulations.
Yeah, good
hey,
job, Tony.
caller, let's talk to Big Dave a little bit. Clemmer, what are you up to these days? We know you're doing some head wrestling coach over at Mount Zion High School.
I am. I'm teaching as well. I teach PE and coach wrestling, and I'm also freshman football.
Oh, wow. You got
Now, last year you came
Full
over for a
plate.
football game, and some smarty pants in this town gave you an old rocking chair with a blanket and stuff to sit on. Well, how cozy was it out there at the?
That was
at our
clever.
field?
I enjoyed that a lot. I really appreciated that.
Did that
was
ever
a pretty nice welcome home.
Did that ever get hauled off the field? Do you know?
I don't know what anyone did with it, but I think maintenance took care of it. You know, I had to put a few screws in that chair to hold it up. It could still be there, Dave. I don't know.
Maybe we'll put a plaque on it, the Dave Klemm Memorial Chair.
I thought it was pretty funny because you're getting old. You know what I mean?
I am. I'm past getting old. I think I'm already there.
Well, we know all your accolades, and we'll go through them a little bit. But is this the weekend that you were going to be back for wasn't the 75 team going to be back or something? Is that this weekend for the fair or something?
Today?
I thought there's going to be something going on at the fair reunion or something, but it all got canceled.
Dave, ignore Joe. He makes things up as he goes.
I'm not aware of that.
Well, maybe they left you out of it, Clemmer.
He's pretty key factor to that season, I can imagine, Joe. So why they leave you out?
I had heard something about that, but with everything being canceled, there's nothing going on. So
no. I knew it was all canceled, but I know that somebody contacted me a long time ago and said you guys are going to be in town for the fair for something, and could they be on the radio? But it all got canceled.
Was that back in November?
A long time ago.
Look at that, Joe setting up a guest and then they cancel.
Yep.
Who knew?
Go figure.
Clemmer, at some point in time, do you still have a singlet?
Yes. Why do you ask?
Well, I was wondering, at some point in time, if you would put it on and stop by the show. I got a few clowns here that have said that they don't think you were that good.
Well, that's a lie.
I don't need a singlet for that, Joe.
Yeah, but it would add fun to the show. We're on YouTube.
Things have changed a little bit. I don't know how good I would look in that singlet anymore.
If Joe puts one on, they'd need a triplet.
Don't laugh at that.
That was a good one.
Yeah, you are funny. Hey, so Clemmer, let's go through a little bit of this.
It's a pretty good resume you got going on here.
Yeah, they gave us a bunch of info about you.
The global politics part seemed to throw you off.
Yeah, what's that all about?
The Olympics.
Yeah, it's on your sheet there.
Well, you didn't highlight it.
Well, it's in there if you get down there.
I think we've talked about it on here before, but tell us a little bit about Dave, your shot at the Olympics. That's a big deal.
Right. Well, in 1979, I was on the U.S. World Team, wrestled in the World Championships. And then 1980 came around, and that's when the boycott came about. And so, I was definitely, since I was on the 79 World Team, I was definitely at least a candidate for the Olympic team, but, the Olympics didn't happen for the United States that year, so I just kind of went out the window. Those opportunities went out the window, so I just kind of changed my directions in other ways, and I went into coaching.
And now you, going back into those wrestling days, national champion?
I was a couple of times.
Yeah. Now, how is that when you walk around out there? And first of all, I mean, I've heard the stories, but maybe some of our listeners haven't, and these guys probably haven't, these guys sitting here. But tell us about that year you went in there unknown, and you kind of upset everybody and took the national championship, correct?
Do you mean at the college level?
Yes.
Yes. I was a national champion for NCAA Division II. That was my freshman year in college. And then I was second in the NCAA Division I my junior year. So it didn't really surprise anybody then. But I wasn't ranked as high as second.
Yeah, so you were taking on some people and you were the big upset. Did you become the crowd favorite?
Right. Well, I would hope so anyway. That's what you're aiming for.
I went over to a few national championships with Dave, and it was fun to sit next to a guy that knew everything that was going on, and as far as who does this and who does that.
Which doesn't happen on this show very often.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on most of the time.
Well, it looks like he's got some influences on a lot of big colleges over the United States. Assistant at Eastern Illinois in 1980 for 2 years, and you went down to the University of Oklahoma from 82 to 84. Then the U of I, University of Illinois, from 84 to 97. Back to Eastern.
84 to 87.
Yeah, 84 to 87, and back to Eastern, then over at McMurray, and then at Lincoln College for 20 years, starting in 91. So you've influenced a lot of wrestling programs now over at Mount Zion. I'm sure you had an impact on Lincoln High School as well.
Well, it's been a good ride. I have been fortunate to have a lot of influence on a lot of kids. I got a lot of kids that wrestle for me in college that are out now. They're all out coaching, that's exciting for me because now I get the opportunity, especially now that I'm back in high school. I get to go back and compete against some of my former wrestlers. So it's kind of fun, get together and meet up with them again. I have 3 or 4 guys, if I'm not mistaken, that wrestled for me at one time. They are now college coaches, and one of them's a Division I coach. So that's really exciting for me to see what they got going on.
Absolutely. You know a pretty good MMA fighter, retired MMA fighter, pretty well too, don't you?
I know a couple of them, but yes, I do.
Yeah, got a couple of them in there.
Matt Hughes, obviously, he wrestled for me back in '94 and '95. And I had another one, Corey Anderson, who's doing really well. He wrestled for me back in the 2000s. So I've had a number of kids that go to the UFC, and some of them did pretty well, but those are the 2 mainstays.
It's just a brutal sport, so you're tough as nails to be in that thing. Yeah. I don't care if you won or lost the fight. Wow, to get that far and be.
Yeah, I mean that's one step up from wrestling right there. I mean wrestling's a pretty good starter for those UFC guys. But I mean even when those guys are hitting each other and beating each other up, I mean that's one step above wrestling. That's pretty tough stuff they got those guys got going on.
Yeah. Do you follow a lot of UFC? Do you get into that?
Some of it I do. Yeah.
Hey, let's. One of your highlights has got to be the Grand Marshal. Was it last year at the state wrestling tournament? I mean, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. It really was. It's always nice to be recognized by your peers. Of course, there's a ton of people out there that are qualified or even more qualified than I am to be the Grand Marshal, and for them to pick me was it was a nice honor. And I had 2 kids at the state tournament with me that day for competing at the state tournament, and I tell everybody that I'd have given up that Grand Marshal in a heartbeat in order to get those kids on the award stand. I love the honors. They're great, but that's not why I'm in the profession. We're in here to help kids and to have them achieve their dreams and go as far as they can go.
Now,
but it really was exciting.
When was that? That had to be right before all this took place, wasn't it? Was that early March?
It was last year. It was a year.
It was end of February. It was a state individual tournament.
Yeah, I guess it was this year.
The high school was fortunate where they got their individual state tournament and their team state in a week prior to everything being shut down. Because the week right after our team state, I believe we just had a spokesman from the IESA on there. A week after our state team duels, the IESA was supposed to have their state tournament, and it got shut down. So we had Mount Zion had, I think, 5 or 6 kids that were supposed to qualify for the IESA state tournament, and they were not able to go.
You, I was down there, Matt's side at that state tournament, watching your match with your kids and your coaching, and I got to tell you, I think if you were yelling at me, I'd go a little harder. You looked mean. I was a little scared.
Sometimes I just kind of sit back.
I was a little scared standing there. I was looking for exits in case you turned and looked at me.
Well, I got to tell you, through the years, as I think back when I was wrestling, and then a lot of these kids that are wrestling, you can yell and scream all you want, but a lot of times they're only going to hear 10% of what you're saying, and 90% goes out the window. So.
A lot of times they're trying to breathe and they can't hear you.
Yeah, that's true. That could be part of it.
We also want to let you put a plug out there for your golf outing. You got a golf outing coming up, don't you? Fundraiser?
I do, yes. August 29th, we have a Mount Zion Wrestling Golf outing. It's going to be Saturday, August 29th at Red Trail Golf Course in Decatur. And looking forward to that. As of right now, it's still on, depending upon what happens with COVID. But, we're still trying to get something going with that. And great time. Obviously, it's a fundraiser, but it's also a great opportunity to bring wrestling fans together and enjoy the day and have a lot of fun. So.
Andy Hogan and I are planning on coming over, so we're going to try to win it.
Did you get your entry form in?
We're going to try to win it because Andy's a good golfer. I'm not. Yeah. And that's 5 halls of fame. That's kind of incredible.
guys in 5 Halls of Fame.
Hall of Fames.
Eastern, Lincoln College, Illinois Wrestling Coaches and Officials, Illinois Chapter of National Wrestling Hall of Fame. Lifetime Achievement Award. You're a big deal, Klemmer.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I got junior college, too, so there's actually 6 of them.
Yeah,
6
Joe.
of them?
Well, Loyd didn't put that on here.
And you may have a rocking chair named after you at the Lincoln Community High School football field.
That could be my biggest honor. I really enjoyed that.
It might still be sitting out there.
We
Did you
might
ever
make
go
it a
get
traveling
that?
chair.
Hey, I hear that they are kind of renovating the football field a little bit with depressed box and switching sides and everything and doing some changes out there.
Yeah, it looks real nice. Yeah, they tore down the old bleachers, put new ones up, and a new press box on the other side of the field, so our fans aren't looking into the sun anymore. Kind of like Jim is right now.
The Cadillac of press boxes. It's nice.
It's real nice.
That's pretty exciting for Lincoln. That's really nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, they won't be able to reap the benefits of it until about February.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you being a freshman coach, and what's your outlook on moving the football season back? I guess you start February and get about maybe 7 or 8 games.
Start practice February 15th, and we start games sometime in March, and I don't know the exact date. I think they'll last 7 games. So, I mean, quite frankly, I believe football has a better chance of. I think they got a good chance of going on in the spring. Because they switched it over to all the fall sports. They switched in the spring. I think they got a better shot at competing than they would if they had stuck around in the fall. So, I mean, it's going to be a big change for everybody. I get it. But I mean, everything's kind of upside down right now. So, the fact that they can get a season at all is the best thing. Because, these kids, a lot of them are seniors. They've been working for a long time for this, and they want their senior season. And
right.
They hate for them to lose it.
Absolutely. And, being a coach, we've talked to members of IHSA, IESA. How have you guys as a whole accepted their decisions on everything that they've had to do?
Well, you have to accept the decision. I mean, they're making all the rules. That's just the way it has to be. And personal opinion goes out the window. That doesn't matter. We got to do what we got to do. And then it's all trickle down. Based upon what they tell us we can do, we go down and we tell the athletes what we're doing and, just follow the rules. That's all. I mean, that's just the way it has to be.
Well, unfortunately, other people have different views, but, the more, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for, Joe? Are you going to participate or pet your dog?
I was letting you talk.
Oh, well. But, hopefully we can get back on track here, Dave, and we get things going. And did they push wrestling back as well? I mean, because that's usually...
What they did. We get to start practicing in November. We get to compete in January, and we're done February 13th. The thing of it is, though, wrestling and football for right now, we're at level 1 risk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, practice consists of conditioning only for the most part. We can't have any physical contact with any other people.
Right.
And then, if we get to level 2, all we can do is compete with each other. And, we can't compete against other teams until we hit level 3. So I don't know how that's going to all play out.
It's kind of too bad that they didn't push the baseball and softball season to the fall to have it out of the way, to have more room for the other sports in the spring and late winter, I guess. But
oh, well.
Do it as we go.
Do what we got to do.
Klemmer, we want to thank you for being our mystery guest. We need to have you on here.
I should have enjoyed my time. It was a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah, we need to have you on here sometime so we can get a good gander of you and put you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Joe's kind of obsessed with you. I don't know if you know this or not.
Yeah. You aren't related to Tom Brady by chance, are you? Kind of got that
That's it. No, I'm not.
I got a small man crush on Tom Brady, and they make fun of me. But you know what, Klemmer? I like winners. You know what I mean? You're a winner. I like winners.
Yeah, that's it. There's nothing wrong with that. The world does that.
Nope.
He's what we call a bandwagon jumper.
All of a sudden, he's a Tampa Bay fan.
That's exactly right.
Hey,
He's
not
got a new hat.
Yeah. I don't mind rooting for Tampa Bay.
All right, Dave. Hey, thanks for taking some time this morning. We appreciate it, and good luck in your upcoming seasons, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Well, thanks a lot for having me on. I appreciate it. Nice talking to you guys.
Thanks, Clemmer.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave Klemm, man, that resume is second to none there, guys.
It is. That's a Hall of Fame resume.
Very impressive. Speaking of resumes, we got a new follower on the Mixler app, Watt of Hundies. Do you guys know who Watt of Hundies is?
Yeah, because he's got a bunch of them.
Yeah.
He got a lot of money.
Yeah. A new follower, so he listens to our show every Saturday. Now he can listen on the go. So I encourage everybody to download the Mixler app if you want to listen to us on the go, because we're throwing out money.
You know, he's a pretty big guy that could wrestle Klemm.
J-Mac?
Yeah, we could have Klemm and J-Mac wrestle.
Put them both in onesies, or what do you call those?
Singlets.
Yeah,
Singlets.
Onesies. Klemmer's not going to like that when he hears that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a wrestler.
I tell you what, J-Mac would wear one, though.
A onesie?
I say we throw those on, and J-Mac wrestles
See what happens.
Klemmer as a little fundraiser.
Put him in the cage.
Put him in the cage.
That's good stuff. Uh-oh, got a problem.
What we got going on here?
Here we go. Well, I've got to get to work, gentlemen.
For you, gentlemen.
I'm on the run.
I'm going to have to go.
Oh, yeah, that's convenient. Show up late, leave early.
Let's talk about the cops.
Our life
I was
story.
here on time.
All right. Well, we are overtime, and Jim doesn't like that. So we're going to go. I'd like to thank our listeners for listening. Congratulations to Tony Thomas. He's our big winner. $25. Why is it always your family that calls in? I mean,
I like winners.
I thought we'd put a rule on that or something.
Well, I don't know. It's different households, I guess. I'd like to thank the Four Corners Lube for having us today. Get on out here, get your oil changed. They got some full bays right now, but get in line because it doesn't take long for them to shuffle you through. All right, we're going to wrap it up here today. We'll see you next week, 9 o'clock from... We don't know.
Somewhere local.
Yeah, but if you come back here next week from 9 to 12, Hartsburg Volleyball will be having a car wash.
Ooh,
so get on out here. A little fundraiser that they have annually. Unfortunately, we were a week early, but they'll be here washing some cars for donations to help their program. So get on out. All right.
Four Corners Lube.
That's it for us here on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Good day.
The Cheap Seats Live, Saturday